In defense of instant coffee, the past is a foreign country. They do things differently there. 10 or 20 years ago, no one would have thought twice about enjoying Nescafe or its equivalent. There is a soothing ritual in spooning, pouring concoction in a mug, stirring, sipping the mud. But nowadays, for a generation nourished on slow roasted Colombian cashew milk cortados, instant coffee seems as primitive as campfire cookery. I recently stayed at Brown Sover Hall, a grand Gothic mansion house near Rugby, a place where you can sit for a whole week and Warwick side in a good wood-paneled bedroom with ceilings loftier than millennial expectations by the mini kettle, and the branded writing paper was familiar to the tray of Nescafe, sachets, and PG Tips milk thimbles. Downstairs in the restaurant, they did a proper coffee, of course, all smoky aromas, and 5 millimeter thick creamas if you're willing to pay £4 for the pleasure. I do not think any of my friends would have thought twice, and yet for my parents, they would have had a luxury experience and possibly indulgent in its luxury. And are we finer than palates or just deeper than pockets? I'm not trying to claim instant coffee tastes better than any other kind of coffee or freshly ground coffee, but I do think it's fair to ask. Am I so principled that everyone's fancy cannot help but wonder how some of my friends who have entirely unsophisticated, inexpensive coffees go apparently myriads and complexities, different from those who struggle to the difference between potato and sweet. Then thinking tucking into dinners amongst friends and fervor extolling the exact amounts of coffee predictions. As they engage in highly dubious bouts of aspirations, noisily sharpening their brews to better diagnose the subtleties. Talk about conspicuous consumption. Whatever metropolitans would have believed, instant coffee does not taste dishwasher. Now, I am aspiring to be aficionados, being able to take inordinate pleasures and simplifying things, especially when it's relatively affordable for every household. So I can deal with friends lecturing me on mucilage and maltiness, alkalinity, and astringency. But the Aykroyd eyebrow shake smirks from some of booze, their most instant, that does not grate, just a little. But aren't you, a foodie? They ask perplexed. Yet, but I like instant coffee. And birds are OXO stock cubes for that matter. And we are on the subject. Properly good coffee rather than spending a small amount, or even better, make it proper hobby and make it your French press drip coffee at home. Got it? Have a great mundane day. For whatever metropolitans would have you believed, instant coffee does not taste a dishwasher bank. Even though humble said Nescafe has a certain smokiness to it that I like, albeit a harsher, less aromatic sort than the freshly roasted bean. And you can of course go to Kenko for a small manor and a slightly more unpleasant upmarket instant coffee brand. It's still fictionate and shop botting coffee. What's more important, it's instant. Lower in caffeine per cup. Sometimes it does not taste or even money nostalgia, sheer retro appeal that leads me into a simpler drink. More to the point, it is silent and perhaps slightly pathetic. Sometimes I feel it's a part of my parcel in London life. Instantly good enough for my father to the start of the factory shift. Darn well be good enough for me, Amir Kotecha.